Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Seaside Seagulls coming your way from Seaside High School. Here's the Cheesemakers open up the second round of Kawapa League play against Seaside. Seaside has won 2 games in the first round. The Cheesemakers undefeated, of course, 5 wins and no losses in the first round. So Seaside fighting for a good playoff spot and obviously trying as well to knock off the number 2 ranked team in the state, the Tillamook Cheesemakers. For the game, we had a chance to talk to Tillamook head coach Greg Warner, and here's what Greg had to say.
Greg, you come into the second half of league play, starting with Seaside here at home, but first, the last couple of games last week, Friday, Saturday, both wins at home. Those had to be pretty satisfying non-league, but the kids really stepped up and played well.
They did. They played hard. They approached the game the right way. We didn't really know what to expect with Napa. They're a physical, athletic group, whereas LaSalle, we played them the year before, and there was a little payback there. So I really like the way they approached the games.
As you look at those 2 games, you had different kids step up each night. Certainly have to be fairly happy with how you're playing coming into the second half of league.
We are, and there's a lot of different factors, but the kids seem to found a comfortable spot, and we're working well together. And you're right, we're all over the board with different players stepping up in each game, which is a good sign. That's going to be hard to defend come late in the season.
You come into the Seaside game tonight, really a huge week. If you can beat Seaside and beat Astoria, then you're in complete control and have one foot in the door of a league championship. Is there any concern about looking past tonight, because you beat Seaside fairly easily last time around?
Well, in the past, we've talked to the kids about when the JVs blow a team out, how we come out and approach that game following. So, we've talked about not overlooking teams. It's kind of a natural habit, but, we're going to focus on this game and then, get ready for Astoria on Thursday.
So last time you saw Seaside, you beat them by, 30, 40, whatever it was, really as much as you wanted to. What do you expect Seaside might do differently in this ball game?
I would expect that they either are trapping and trying to get a fast tempo, or go the opposite and just control the ball and try to take the air out of it.
And what do you do? Anything different than you've done before?
Well, it just depends on if they want to run with us, and of course I'd take that on any day. But if they don't, then we'll bring in our quick guards and we'll make them defend and see where that gets us.
You also have gone big the last couple ball games, especially early with your 3 post players in at the same time. That seems to be causing teams some problems.
It's a difficult matchup. Like Napa coach said, they played us pretty tough with our 4 and 5, but Luke was the difference at the 3. It's hard to get the defensive rebound, and we're getting offensive rebounds, and so that really is the line of scrimmage that we're talking about. We want to control that, not have any unforced turnovers, take quality shots, and run the floor, and that's been happening lately.
And you look at that Luke playing the 3, that's somewhere we had never seen him before. He's usually been down in the paint area, now off to a wing. He's become a little more of a slasher, not afraid to put the ball on the floor, and nobody finishes any better than he does going to the basket.
Yeah, he has a real knack for being able to get to those lanes, even though they may be narrow, and he's able to finish. He hits his free throws. I like him because he's makes great decisions, and he's a good passer. And so it just opens up quality shots for us. And when we lost Johnny, that was something that we were missing. And so now we've kind of gained that back through a different avenue, but it's working for us.
Well, Greg, wish you the best of luck tonight and look for a great start to the second half.
Thank you.
And again, we'd like to thank Greg Warner for his comments on warm-up time. We'll be back with more warm-up time after this word from the Tillamook Bay Community College. Brought to you by the Tillamook Bay Community College. Tillamook Cheesemakers and the Seaside Seagulls coming your way here tonight on FM 94.3 KTIL in Tillamook. The Cheesemakers at 15-0, hoping to pick up another win, go to 6-0 in Kawapa League play, and move one step closer to that absolute critical first place finish in the Quappa League and that home playoff spot. Remember, if you finish number 2 in the Quappa, you're going to the only other undefeated team in the state, the Brookings Harbor Bruins, for the first round to see whether or not you go to Corvallis. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, and so the Cheesemakers certainly need to be focused every single game in and out. Cheesemakers, well, let's look at Seaside's starting lineup. First of all, it's point guard Jeremy Crow, 5'10", and a senior, did not play. He was injured the first time in the meeting between these two teams. Charles Haas is a 6'1" wing, and he is a freshman. Haas played, only took 3 shots in the last game, did not score. Justin Laird, a starter at the post position, will be a 6-foot senior. Laird scored 8 points in the game between the Cheesemakers and the Seagulls. Bryn Blesher actually hit from the outside a few times. He's 6'2" and a junior. He scored 10 points and was the leading scorer. And finally, Austin Schneider is 6'1" and a senior. He had 2 points in the last meeting between these two teams. Starting lineup for the Cheesemakers would be Dan Seaholm at the point guard, 5'9", and a junior. Dan was not starting the last time these two teams played, but contributed 5 points. In fact, every player on the Tillamook roster scored the last time these two teams met. Also starting for the Cheesemakers is going to be Jason Wetzel. He's 6'1" and a senior. Jason had 7 points in the first game between these two teams. Matt Bryant will start in the middle. He's 6'8" and a junior. Only had 2 points on 2 shots in the first game. And then you have Luke Oldenkamp, who's 6'4" and a senior. Oldenkamp had 4 points in the game. And finally, starting for the Cheesemakers will be Blaine Keenert. Keenert is 6'4" and a senior. Blaine had 13 points to lead the way for the Cheesemakers, but it was a balanced scoring attack. Every player scoring. The leading scorer had 13. Second leading scorer was Josh Rodriguez with 11. The Cheesemakers won that ball game easily at home as they picked up the 62-25 victory. If you look back at how that game went, quarter by quarter, the Cheesemakers led 23-10 at the quarter, 34-16 at half. They're up by 24 after 3, and they won it by 41. And so it was not even a contest. But again, a little different team, maybe a lot different team, as Jeremy Carroll will come back for the Seaside Seagulls tonight, as Seaside and Astoria played here a few nights ago, and Seaside ended up challenging them, but lost by about 20 in the end. And you got to be careful with them. The spin warm-up time brought to you by the Tillamook Bay Community College. We'll be back with the start of tonight's game between the Cheesemakers and the Mooks after this 1-minute break for our sponsors. And welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball. Randy Shield along with Bruce Rhodes. Your broadcast crew is the Seaside High School, what I would normally say a pet band. That's not a pet band. They've got a whole section full of kids up there.
Yeah, that's as any band around, you know, ours is such a great band. This is the only other one that has any sound that's even comparable. It looks like their whole band maybe is up there.
Well, as you look at it, they've got about 27 kids left in the stands, but there's got to be 50 plus in that band.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. You know, I noticed a different starter's injured this time from last time. DeGandy, I see he's over there with a sling. His arm in a sling, and so Caro's back, but DeGandy's down.
Cheesemakers get the opening tip. They move right to left. Seaside's going to come out in a man-to-man defense. Got the ball in the right baseline. Seaholm, he's going to drive, gets pushed by Carroll. Back out on top to Oldenkamp. They'll back it out and set it up. They call triangle from the bench as we sit just above the bench. Pass down low to Matt Bryant off the glass. No good. Rebound comes down to Haas. Haas going to hand back to Carroll, and Seaside will control left to right across your radio dial. They're in their white uniforms with red trim. Cheesemakers in the all black with the red numbers. Seaside going to work the ball around the perimeter. Looks for Carroll inside. Tough shot fading away. It's so bad it went right to Seaside underneath. He lays it up and in. Justin Laird gets his first 2 of the ball game, or the first 2 of the ball game, and it's Seaside 2-0. Tillamook right side again against that man-to-man defense. Off to Keenert, pump fake, steps through, travels with the ball. Pretty good body contact there.
One of those, if he just would have continued on and shot it, the guy left his feet and probably would have been a foul, but Blaine kind of tried to avoid contact and traveled instead.
Seaside against full court pressure by the Cheesemakers. Carroll, backcourt, playing catch with him is Schneider. Schneider and Carroll finally just now get it across the timeline. Wetzel comes out and muscles Schneider. And they'll move the ball to the left wing. Looking inside, it's Blesher, his first touch. Baseline Schneider. Blesher pump fake. They come out on him. He goes down the lane, throws up a wild shot. He's down, he's hurt. Looked like he rolled his ankle. He's still on the ground. Wetzel at the other end from 15. Good, and we're tied, and the whistle blows. And that's the last thing Seaside can afford, is to have another scorer go down. And Blesher rolling around in the key on the other end of the floor in a 2-2 game.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was Bletcher's father, who I went to college with, and he's a dentist here in town. So he was telling me that DeGandy went snowboarding this last weekend and broke his collarbone.
Yeah, first of all, he's a senior basketball player. His first time snowboarding ever.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a bad plan.
That's not good. And now you see Bletcher getting helped off by teammates. That's not good for Seaside either.
Hobbling off to join the walking wounded on the near side is DeGandy and Blesher now sit down together. Blesher trying to keep a little elevation there. And into the ball game will come Ian Hawksford. Hawksford did not score. In fact, only took one shot in the first game between these two teams.
Bletcher put up a pretty awkward shot that ended up getting blocked by Bryant and came down on a rolled an ankle somehow.
Pass inside to Laird, too far, threw it away. Cheesemakers get it back on the turnover.
Now, last time we played, they had 32 turnovers, I believe. So we'll see if they can improve on that.
And obviously missing Carroll, they didn't have anybody who really could get the ball down the floor. Oldenkamp inside, steps back. Keenert, 15, left side, no good. Rebound, Bryant over the top. Nice board, puts it up and in. Nice job by Matt Bryant. This is the long arm of the law over the top. Scooped it up and laid it in. 4-2, Tillamook first lead of the game.
First he tipped it to himself, and then he continued and got the...
And then he gets the foul. As Laird goes down the lane, Matt Bryant moved a little bit, slid underneath, and I don't disagree with the call at all. And Laird will go to the line to shoot a pair. Cheesemaker fans didn't quite like it. Now Seaside wants timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:43 left first period. 4-2, Tillamook leads. We'll be back in 1 minute. Laird kind of looks like he's on the verge. So very athletic.
Yep.
Welcome back to Free Cheesemaker Basketball as Laird hits both free throws and ties the ball game up at 4 apiece. Tillamook with the ball, right to left they move. Right wing Wetzel back out on top to the Cheesemakers. Dan with the ball, Seaholm on the right side. Waiting, looking cutter inside on the baseline. Now kicking left is Keenert. Down the lane, tough shot. Keenert no good. Got hit on the shot. Oldenkamp rebound. Inside to Bryant. Lays it up. He missed it. Followed. Tipped once, twice. Oldenkamp down with the ball. Collects himself. Waits. Backs it on out. Pump fake. Shot. Wetzel, 15. In and out. No good. Ball tipped out. 2-on-1 break. Long break going the other way. Seaside left side. Down the lane. Scoop. Rim check there, but it comes right back to Laird. He missed it. Inside Seaside board again. Gets it and lays it up and in by Schneider. Cheesemakers, 3 opportunities given up as they turn the ball over on top. Caro takes it away from the Cheesemakers. Bounce pass left side. Schneider gets it in, wraps it up, no good. Bryant down with a rebound. Cheesemakers going to try to run. Right side to Wetzel. Seaside quickly back. Looking, going to lob it inside to Keenert. One dribble, puts it up, didn't get the call. He does get the call, and he scores the bucket. Cheesemakers looking to complete the three-point play as they tie the game at 6 apiece.
Boy, great body control by Blaine there. He kind of shot it as he was falling over, put it high in the backboard, and down it went.
Cheesemakers bring in 4 new players, leave Keenert out there to shoot the free throw, but Weston Walker down in front of the scorer's table. It'll be platoon job for the Cheesemakers at the 4:36 mark here in the first period. Keenert for the three-point play, gets it, and Tillamook has a 7-6 lead. As a lineup now for the Cheesemakers is Rodriguez, Bloom, Ginger, Begin, and Weston Walker. Cheesemakers definitely get a lot smaller with this lineup. Backcourt with the ball. Schneider off to Carroll. Carroll to Schneider. They get it across the timeline, top of the key, waits at the free throw line. Tillamook can put a lot of pressure on with this group on the floor. Carroll on top, getting hounded there by Rodriguez. As Achievement still in a 2-3, a matchup zone. Matchup in that it very much looks like a man-to-man whenever somebody's in your area. As soon as you leave, then it shifts back to a zone. As somebody rotates all the way through, then you let them go. On top, bounce pass, Carroll right side. Begin, a little slap on the arm. Carroll looks at the official and says, wait a minute, that's cheating. But he keeps control. Carroll around the top of the key to Hawes on the left side, the freshman. Hawes back to Carroll. Left-handed dribble with Bloom on him. Kicking out right side, taking a lot of time off. Going to shoot from 15. Right wing, no good. Follow, tip. Carroll's going to come down with it. Scramble for the ball. Begin digs it up. Oh, traveling call on Begin. Begin got the ball on his belly, kind of rolled to his back. He's going to be whistled for traveling. That was iffy. And the Cheesemakers really are getting out-hustled on the boards right now.
Yeah, you would think that Seaside should not get many offensive rebounds, but so far they have.
Yes, they have. Gotten many more opportunities on the offensive boards than Tillamook has had. Tillamook leads 7-6, 3:20 left to play in the first period. With the ball, Carroll left side. Hawksford goes inside to Laird, scoops through. Oh, he's hacked pretty good by Johnny Begin, but knocked it out of bounds. Laird says, wait a minute, that wasn't even close to the ball, and I agree.
I think the ref got screened that time.
Seaside underneath their own basket to bring it in. Hawes all the way out on top to Carroll. Carroll, a comforting factor for Seaside. Something that Seaside just didn't have the last time around. Almost stolen away by Rodriguez. Right wing, Hawes for three. It's no good. Ginger fights for and comes down to the rebound. Outlet quick to Bloom. Bloom going to run down the floor, lays it up, reverse, no good. Ginger with a rebound. He traveled, no call, but he comes out with it on top. Tillamook controls. Begin. Bounce pass right side to Bloom. Back door. Weston Walker puts it up. Checked out of bounds by Hawes. Walker got Hawksford off the ground, but then Hawes was behind him to knock it out of bounds. Seaside very happy that there's a lot shorter players in there right now.
Yeah, you look at that right now. It's just a pretty much 10 even level heads out there.
All between 5'9" and 6'1". Right wing, Begin, step back three. It's no good. Ginger over the back for the rebound. Steps in, double clutch, travel, no call, shot on the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Laird. Laird going to outlet far side. No, he's going to run himself. He almost threw it into back court. Picked up there by Carroll. Off to Laird. Going to swing it to the left side. Waiting, holding to the free throw line. Partially deflected, shot on the way, no good. Begin with a rebound. Johnny going to bring it right to left out of backcourt with a 1-point lead. Left side to Rodriguez. Steps inside. Oh, should have been offensive foul. Shot from 15, no good. Rebound fought for. Weston Walker, jump ball. The naming possession will go to Seaside. Wow. Man. Not a lot of whistles being blown right now.
No. A lot of shots are going up both ways, and not many of them are going in. Wow.
7-6.
A cold start.
Cheesemakers with a 1-point lead. 2:05 left to play in the first period. Hawksford, far side, hounded there by Josh Rodriguez. They spread it out all the way out by midcourt. Not holding the ball, but certainly being methodical and patient are the Seagulls. Carroll down the lane, lost control. Up ahead to Rodriguez. He'll break down the floor, lay it up. He missed it. It's a breakaway. And got nothing out of it, and the foul by Ginger in backcourt. It's going to be Seaside ball.
Josh kind of watched the defender come and heard a little footsteps there and didn't quite finish the layup.
7-6 still, Tillamook with the lead. Foul on Ginger will be his first personal, second team foul against Tillamook, one against Seaside. Minute 41 left to play, period one. Oxford still in backcourt. Now with Schneider getting some help to Carroll. Cheesemakers extend. Back to Schneider. Finally got it across. There's a couple times they've used 7, 8, 9 seconds, and now they throw it away. That was unforced as Carroll headed down, and Schneider looked right and threw it back to where Carroll started.
And Carroll was long gone.
Long gone.
Well, you know, that's what we saw last game, was a lot of unforced errors from Seaside. It's obvious that their having their point guard back is good for them.
With the ball, Bloom right side to Begin. Going to try to push inside to Ginger. No, out on top to Rodriguez for three. No good. Bloom with a long rebound. He gets it out to Rodriguez. High post to Walker. Weston, baseline. Ginger, 17-footer. It's short. Cheesemakers, terrible night shooting so far. Walker inside. Pass. Whistle foul going to be on Laird. To the line. No, it'll be before the shot. Begin grabbing that shoulder just a little bit. He'll be fine. 57 seconds left. And boy, the Cheesemakers got by with a mugging down there.
They're letting him play. I think Ginger went right over the top of one of the Seaside kids to get that rebound.
And it'll be Tillamook ball underneath their own basket with a 1-point lead and 57 seconds remaining.
Their coach is talking with the ref right there.
And he should be. Inbound, saved back in. No, he stepped out of bounds. Rolled it all the way down in front of us, right behind the Tillamook bench.
We really haven't found any rhythm at all so far this first quarter.
No, not one bit.
Just pretty rocky.
55 seconds remaining. First period. Begin. Little push from behind. Now he's going to try to wheel and deal, step through. Forced it too much, turned it over. Carroll ahead, right side. Hawksford laid it up and in. Hawksford gives Seaside the 8-7 lead. On top, Begin. 40 seconds left. To Weston Walker at the elbow. Left side to Bloom. Step back three. In and out, no good. Rebound tip comes down to Hawes. Seaside controls. They have a 1-point lead with 25 seconds remaining in the first period. Far side, Hawes waits. Back out on top. Holding. Carroll now feed right side with 12 seconds. Hawksford's going to go down the lane. Kicks out Carroll for three. It's no good. Laird saves it back in. Begin comes up with it with 4 seconds left. Tipped out of bounds by Laird in backcourt. Right at midcourt. There's 2 seconds remaining. Flesher back up walking around. He may be able to come back in. He looks like he's going to try to loosen that ankle up. They have it taped that he went down hard on earlier. Begin, gets it left, sideline for three, no good, and that's the end of the first period of play. It's 8-7. Seaside leads after one. We'll be back in 1 minute. Cheesemaker basketball as we played 1 period of play, and it wasn't a pretty one for the Cheesemakers. They trail 8-7 heading into the second period of play. Tillamook will have the ball on the right wing. Matt Bryant, high post left side to Oldenkamp. Oldenkamp now going to work against the zone. Kicking out Wetzel. On top, they'll reverse. Not have to adjust. The Tillamook changes their offensive set. Looking backside, there's Oldenkamp. Catches it, goes down, puts it up, scores, and he's fouled.
Great play by Luke.
Well, and Luke made a great catch, but then instead of exploding straight up, he put it on the ground. I thought, oh, wait a minute, that's not a good plan.
I think he half thought about an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Because he kind of caught it on the way up, but then he had to put it down and picked up the foul.
Went up strong and gives Tillamook the lead at 9-8. Oldenkamp, free throw is good. Tillamook leads 10-8. See if Tillamook can pick it up defensively now. Caro in backcourt, fouled by Seaholm as he pushed the ball through. That'll be team foul number 3 on Tillamook to go with 3 for Seaside as well.
And nobody in foul trouble, and maybe if Tillamook gets a little more aggressive here.
Yeah.
Where we were 3 for 15 from the field that first quarter.
It felt like it.
Oh.
With the ball backcourt. Seaside. Carroll, long cross-court chance. He passed but got by with it to Hawksford. Back to Carroll out on top of the key next to the midcourt circle. Backs up, directing traffic. Hands off to Schneider. Cheesemakers match up in a man-to-man defense. No, they're still in their matchup zone. With the ball, Hawes really not looking to move inside at all. Got Keenert all over him. Looking, waiting, finally throws it away as Oldenkamp picks it off and then throws it right back and then gets it back again. Cheesemaker steal left side to Wetzel. Got Hawes in the air. Oh, didn't get the call. Bryant gets hammered offside. No call. Tillamook again has it in a chance. Down the lane, Keener to the hole. It's no good. 3 chances. Nothing to show for it. Seaside out with the ball. 6:46 left to play in the first half. 10-8, Tillamook with a lead.
Boy, when you go to the bucket, you're going to have to just go hard to the basket, not give any ground away at all.
Expect contact with the ball. Schneider, good defense by the Cheesemakers. Tipped out. Haas comes up with it right in front of the sideline. Pass to the corner. Caro for three. No good. Oldenkamp rebound. Quick outlet. Cheesemaker going to run the other way. Down the lane. Scoop to the hoop. Scores, and he's fouled. Seaholm with a great scoop from the right side. Went underneath. Spun it off the glass and down for two. 12-8. Tillamook lead.
I thought he was going to actually alley-oop to Bryant, who was racing down on the other wing, but he almost did a little finger roll to get it in.
Blesher back into the ball game. That surprises me, the way he went down and got helped off the floor. But he's taped up and going to run on it. That's going to feel good in the morning.
Yeah, so I was going to say it may feel worse later than it does right now.
He's going to need more than a dentist at home by the time he gets there.
He'll wish his dad was a doctor instead of a dentist.
Free throw is good. Well, some people would say dentists are actually doctors. You know, we could argue with Brian about that. But
yes.
13-8, Cheesemakers with the lead. And Seaside has asked for timeout. 6:21 left to play in the first half. We'll be back in 1 minute.
60-second timeout taken by Seaside.
Yeah, but we made both our free throws.
Yeah, we can just get to the line 50 times.
So the Cheesemakers will extend. Tillamook has a 16-6 advantage rebounding.
Oh, it doesn't feel that way.
No, although we've certainly piled them up on our missed shots here lately.
That's true.
13-8, Cheesemakers with a lead. 6:16 left in the half. Keener comes all the way out by midcourt to pressure, tipped across, backcourt, over and back. Tillamook's going to get it back on the turnover.
And the turnovers are starting to rack up a little bit. Nothing like last game. That's number 6 for Seaside.
Well, the pressure is also starting to rack up a little bit for the Cheesemakers.
Yeah.
They've come all the way out to midcourt and really pressured hard in that man-to-man defense. Right wing with the ball, Wetzel. Top of the key jumper, short, no good. Seaholm with a rebound, takes it up. He's hit on the shot, no good. Bryant with a rebound, he misses it. Got it again, lays it up and in. So the Cheesemakers get several more opportunities that trip down and come away with points and lead 15-8.
They are filling the stat sheet up.
Yes, they are. With the ball, Caro, right wing with Seaholm all over him. Out on top to Blesher, goes inside. Waiting, now going to drive baseline. Tough shot, 15. It's about 3 feet too long, and then foul over the back on Laird. You know, Seaside is having to work so hard to get even inside the three-point line.
Yeah, they're not getting the ball down in the paint at all, other than on a missed shot.
And as soon as they get the ball anywhere inside that three, they're more than happy to get rid of it.
Yeah, and we've seen some pretty ugly shots like that one right there.
15-8, Cheesemakers lead by 7, 5:30 left to play in the first half. Matt Bryan on the top of the key. Brings the ball down, now kicks left to Keener. Keener going to drive all the way down the lane. Stutter drive shot, no good. Rebound, Keener got it back again, laid it up and in. Again, Tillamook gets multiple shots at the bucket. That trip down, they lead 17-8.
Matt Bryant kept that ball alive for Blaine to get the extra rebound.
Right wing, Blesher with the ball. Oldenkamp on him. Haas inside, the freshman against Seaholm. Spins, shoots from 7. No good. Matt Bryant, nice rebound. Outlet quickly. Right side to Seaholm. Down the lane. Free throw line jumper. Left it short. Rebound, tipped out of bounds. Haas saved it back off the back of the board. You can't do that, but they play on. Off to Wetzel. Wetzel with the ball. Cheesemakers come up with it. Oldenkamp down the lane. Oh, he's hammered. No call.
Holy
backside. Keener lays it up and in. Fortunately, the Cheesemakers are having their way, but it is physical.
Well, and absolute no whistles when there has to be. I mean, you can't bounce it off the back of the backboard.
Seaside asked for timeout again. 19-8, Tillamook with a lead. 4:30 left to play in the first half. We'll see if this is a 30 or a full, and either way, we'll keep it here. What about the first quarter stats, if you can go back that far?
Yeah, Tillamook 3 for 15. Which is a whopping 20%, 0 for 3 from three-point range. but we did make our one free throw.
We certainly did.
Seaside was 3 for 11, 0 for 2 from three-point range. So they were shooting about between 25 and 30%, and they were 2 for 2. And again, turnovers. Last time at this point in the game, Seaside probably had 8 or 10 turnovers, and right now they're sitting at 6. They're trying to be pretty careful, trying to work for a shot, but again, they're having no luck on getting the ball down inside.
Well, and the problem defensively for them is they're getting out rebounded 24-6.
Oh, just getting hammered on boards.
Cheesemakers with a 19-8 lead, and right now, after trailing 8-7, they're on a 12-0 run. And so the Cheesemakers, good start to this second period of play, as Seaside has used their third timeout already in the ball game. No reason to save those till the end if it's not going to be close in the end, and that apparently is the thought process right now. And so Seaside into the ball game for the first time will be, that's not Nick DeGandhi. He's the one with the broken collarbone down there, so I don't know. Must be Mark Ulbrich off the JV roster. That's who we'll say it is. Holds the ball, pass across, and throws it away. Good job by Bloom, Taylor Bloom, jumping the passing lane there. And the Cheesemakers got it back on the turnover. Rodriguez back into the ball game, along with Bloom. Left side to Oldenkamp. Oldenkamp against the freshman. Got a lob pass inside to Bryant. Very nice catch, and lays it up and in.
Great entry pass and good hands by Matt.
Oh, that was beautifully done. Right wing rejected by a three-point shot by Blesher. Matt Bryant batted it into the wall on the far end.
Wow.
That's what Blesher thought.
He's got to be a little quicker on the release if Matt's coming flying.
I would do a good up fake there. Cheesemaker stealing on the inbounds. Rodriguez, left side, Bloom lays it up. He missed it. Rebound, whistle, foul, push from behind as Rodriguez went flying out of the end of the key all the way down to the mat. And it's going to be Austin Schneider with a foul. He actually saved a bucket there because Tillamook on the sixth team foul will take it out underneath their own basket. Otherwise, it would add an easy lay-in after a miss again. Alley-oop inside. Keenert lays it up. He missed it. He was straight away. Blesher comes down with the ball. He's fouled by Bloom. Fourth team foul against Tillamook. It'll be Seaside ball in back court. Dan Ginger gets up, ready to come into the ball game as Blaine Keenert's going to sit down. Oh, I take that back. Oldenkamp's going to sit down.
Well, one thing Tillamook can do is they can just keep running people off the bench at you.
Well, and that's a huge factor in a game like this. When you put that pressure on defensively and keep it up. That's something that Astoria can also do. They'll play a lot of players in the ball game as Seaside throws it away again. And boy, the pressure of the Cheesemakers is just causing the wheels to wobble badly on the wagon of the Seagulls.
That's about the fourth pass from the perimeter that is just flying over the top of people.
Yeah, that as soon as it leaves your hand, you think that doesn't have a chance.
Yep.
Bloom with the ball on top to Keenert. Looking inside to Matt. No, they go left side to Josh. Rodriguez on top, Ginger. Ginger, Rodriguez playing catch outside the 3 line. Now they call for triangle. They overload the far side. Rodriguez around the high screen. Jumper from 8. He got only glass. Boy, his shot hasn't quite fallen yet today. 21-8 Cheesemakers. Tillamook on a 14-0 run right now. With the ball on top, Carroll. Far side. Waits, holds, back to Caro again. Oxford looks, Schneider. Again, they just aren't even coming close to penetrating even the 3-point line, let alone the paint.
But looking confused right now.
Far side, Ginger tries for the steal, doesn't get it. They get past him, back to Caro, back out in the corner. Going to shoot the 18-footer. It's no good. Long rebound, Rodriguez. Push the left side to Bloom. 2-on-2 break. Bloom down the lane. He missed it. Rebound tipped up twice. Ginger gets it out in the corner. Ginger, left-handed dribble, left side to Bloom. Bloom inside to Bryant. Bryant, nice power move. Scores!
And it goes.
And he is fouled. Matt Bryant, really nice job posting up on the low block on the left side, taking it hard to the hole. And there is nobody.
No.
I don't know that Matt Bryant, standing there with his hand in the air holding the ball, that anybody could jump up and get it.
No. And what he's doing right now is giving the passer a great target.
Yep.
Sliding down along the block with hands out, extended.
23-8. The three-point play is completed. It's 24-8. Cheesemakers in an exceptional second quarter.
Keenert and Bryant both now with 7 points leading the way.
And a 17-0 run right now the Cheesemakers are on here in the second period. 2:22 left to play in the quarter. Carroll gives it up, gets it back into the corner. Blesher for three. He missed it. Rebound Keenert on the inside. Outlet Bloom. Long pass Bryant on the run. He traveled with the ball. Just couldn't get the big 18-wheeler stopped.
Those size 18s or whatever, they're hard to get turned around.
They were still flapping down the lane on the left side, and he got the ball a little bit too far away from the rim. Cheesemakers now going to trap on the far side. Double team, cross court. Now they got a 3-on-1. Into the corner. Hayes, 15-footer. It's an air ball. Rebound comes down outlet right wing. Rodriguez pushed ahead down the lane. Keenert, good run. Got fouled, no call. Rebound over the top. Bryant puts it up and in. Matt Bryant with another follow. 26-8. What has happened to the Cheesemakers offense in the second period? It's been follows, not necessarily a great shooting quarter, and their defense has stepped it up.
Boy, just totally stifling Seaside right now.
Oh, it's almost embarrassing. 26-8. 19-0 run as Seaside passes it around the perimeter. Now they try to move in, backing on out by midcourt to Schneider. And it's not that they don't want to go to the basket. There's always a black jersey between them and the basket. Carroll. Rodriguez dives in, then backs out. Carroll picks up his dribble, now goes to Hawes on the near side. Hawes, the freshman, back to Carroll with 1 minute left. Cheesemakers looking to get subs in. Finally got the foul. That'll be the 5th team foul. Still not a shooter with 56 seconds left to play.
Boy, frustration shown on the faces of Seaside players.
Oh, boy. It's going to start showing on us.
You're just almost starting to root for them to at least make the pass and get a shot off.
Seaholm, Wetzel, Begin, Oldenkamp, and Weston Walker now in the game for the Cheesemakers. 5 new players in. Pass to the baseline, Blesher. Blesher out on top again. Hands to Hawes with 45 seconds left. Seaside's 45 seconds away from getting shut out in quarter number 2. Blesher, baseline, jumper, Schneider, 18. No good. Walker down with a rebound. Acton backcourt off to Begin. He's fouled. He'll shoot 1-on-1 with 35 seconds remaining. The Cheesemakers shut out LaSalle 16-0 in the third quarter the other night. That was a game you missed.
Yeah.
It's not often you shut a team out in a quarter.
No, not at this level.
And they're looking to do it back-to-back nights as they have a 19-0 shutout in the second going right now with Begin at the line.
And Seaside hasn't had even that many good looks. Maybe 3 or 4 that really had a chance of going in.
So Johnny goes to the line for the front end of the 1-on-1. On the way is good. Free throws good. 20-0 run. 30-8 in the rebounding. Cheesemakers with the lead.
Oh my goodness. We are just dominating inside.
Second free throws, no good. Rebound, Oldenkamp lays it up and in. So Oldenkamp gets the follow on the Cheesemakers. 29-8 with 25 seconds left in the half. Schneider in backcourt to Ulbrich. Ulbrich, cross court, traveled with the ball.
Turnover number 10.
See, now that's kind of a bright spot.
Yes.
If you do 30-some turnovers last game, you only have 10 here, 18 seconds away from halftime. That's an improvement.
That's an improvement, yeah.
Yep. With the ball, remember, they've won 2 Co-op League games. Inside Wetzel. Good move, good shot, wouldn't stay. 10 seconds left, outlet, double team, backcourt. Fought for, stolen away. Cheesemakers down the lane. Oldenkamp lays it up and in.
Packed, too.
32-8, that's going to be the halftime score.
Wow.
And the Cheesemakers in a stellar second period absolutely dominate the Seagulls as they lead 31-8 at halftime. We'll be back in 1 minute. Keeping it down after that. That was early in the fourth, or make that third period, shortly into the second half. And so So ultimately, they completely dominated. Leading scorer, Jordan Schreiber had 11. Udenby had 10. Evans had 10. Rest of the scorers, Nathan Seaholm had 4. Timber Klon with 3. Begin with 6. Fosbein with 2. Also scoring for the Cheesemakers, Loftus with 2. Leach with 6. Fountain with 4. And Zach Chris with 2. Cheesemaker JVs again win 60-31 over the Seaside Seagulls. And Bruce, on our way up tonight, I asked you, is there anything Seaside can do to beat the Cheesemakers? And you said no.
No. After that last game, and you just look at the perimeter, the matchups we win, and inside the matchups we're dominating.
Yeah. And I guess that's the secret. The fact is that if you get a team that dominates inside but can't get the ball inside or can't put pressure on the outside, now you got a game on. But when you have a team who's quicker outside, better ball handlers outside, taller and more skilled inside, I'd say 10 times out of 10 you get a win there.
Yeah, and especially Seaside's a little short-handed again.
Yep.
Because DeGandy, if I remember right, he was a pretty good contributor last time, and he's one of their taller players, so you're giving up height and skill on the inside, and that's not good when you're facing us.
Well, we have a minute here before the second half starts. I want to bring something to your attention. I just talked to Bob about it here before the game. The alumni game, which is the night before, it's Wednesday the 17th of February, something like that. At halftime, we're going to have a special presentation for Bob Lamb and honor the years of service that he's given to Tillamook School District. Tillamook's basketball program is the head basketball coach there for many years, and then he was out for 2 years and came back and helped Alex Iwani, in fact, assisted him in their state championship run and many Coapa League or league championships as well, and is now helping Greg Werner, one of his past players, as a volunteer assistant as well. We're going to honor Bob, and I really would encourage anybody that's a friend of Bob's, and that's basically anybody that knows Bob, to come out and enjoy halftime. It's going to be pretty special. Again, at the alumni game, that'll be the culmination of the charity drive, and we will honor Bob Lamb and all he's done for the Tillamook basketball program.
That'll just be a good night all the way around.
Oh, it certainly will be. Seaside with the ball to start the second half. Laird goes inside. He missed a shot. Now he reverse puts it up. It's checked by Bryant. Lost out of bounds. It'll be Seaside ball underneath their own basket again. So Seaside got a better shot in the first trip down than they did the entire second quarter.
They're just looking to break that ice right now.
Oh, it was ugly ice. On top, Schneider. Schneider drives inside, back out. I don't know what you say at halftime if you're Bill Westerholm, and you go in after getting beat 24-0 in the quarter. With the ball down low, Schneider. Jumper over the top of Bryant. High off the glass, no good. Oldenkamp collects the rebound. Outlet, Cheesemaker's going to try to run. Seaholm down the floor, left side, steps in. Little stutter drive, off the glass for 2. Nice running shot by Dan Seaholm. Cheesemakers opened up the second half right where they left the first half. They lead 33-8. Laird down the lane, left it short. Long rebound, tipped out in the corner. Laird gets it back. Goes baseline, is tipped away and picked up. Seaholm with the ball. Seaholm crossover. Left side into the corner. Wetzel for 3. It's off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down. Out to Schneider, and the player's down. It's Caro, tipped out of bounds. Will he be okay? Yeah, I think he will.
I think it was his ankle that was bad last time, and I see 2 braces that he's wearing now.
And he went down pretty hard there. He's hobbling around, not too quickly, but he'll stay in the ball game. Seaside with the ball in the corner. Off to Caro by midcourt. Cheesemakers match up. Seaholm on Caro. Caro left to right around the top of the key. Wide open underneath is Laird. It's checked by Oldenkamp coming to help out, and then a foul over the back is going to be on Matt Bryant. Laird was wide open. Had a breakdown somewhere. And the Cheesemakers fortunate not to give up a bucket there. It's like
there was nobody close, and he just didn't get the shot up very quick, and Luke came flying across and got a hand on it.
End of the game, another player we don't have on the roster for Seaside, wearing number 52, and there's not one on the JV roster as well. Hawes, pass inside Schneider. Backdoor pass, throws it away. That wasn't within 6 feet.
No. And already that's the second turnover this quarter, 12 on the game for Seaside. They're still looking to break that long drought.
And Caro did sit down. That's going to cause them to struggle if Cheesemakers continue to pressure, because they don't have a ball handler in the game right now. Long cross court, Wetzel. Wetzel goes down low to Matt Bryant. Tough shot, baseline, no good. Rebound, Laird. Laird outlet, right wing, in trouble, backcourt, saves it across to Haas. Almost turned it over there. Double team, going to kick into the corner. Had a man open in the left side, don't get it. They throw it to Laird. He shoots an air ball. Seaside, though, is so far off, got the rebound. Baseline, Blesher. Blesher, double team, kicks out in the corner. Good movement by the Cheesemaker defense. Picked off by Cheesemakers. Seaholm, left side to Keener, down the lane. He goes down hard in his offensive foul.
That was, oh, goodness.
And Blaine Keener, I tell you, one thing you don't want to do is get in trouble in this ball game.
Yeah.
As the official coming over to talk to Greg Warner, Greg going to talk back and say, wait a minute, you know, you can't let them undercut him like that, which is what it looked like from here.
Yeah. It looked like all of them were running down the court. Nobody ever got set.
No. Either way, the Cheesemakers turn it over on the offensive foul, and Seaside gets the ball back. Might have been a mercy call, too. I don't know. Schneider to Blesher on the baseline. Blesher out on top. Goes inside. Schneider gets it back to Blesher. Waits and holds. Little three-man game on the near side by Seaside. Cheesemakers overextend. They're running the Laird on the backside. Now they post him up as Haas moves in. The freshman double clutch, but backs it on out. Into the corner again. Waiting. Holding. Cross court, tipped off, picked off. Wetzel down the lane, lays it up, fin in. Cheesemakers score again, and Tillamook gets 5 guys up and ready to come in at the 4:58 mark left in the third period.
Boy, Seaside just struggling to generate a shot.
Oh, left side, Blesher gets open for 3. He missed it. Rebound, Wetzel. Cheesemakers push again. Left to right they go across the big white S in the middle of the red circle. Off to Oldenkamp. Oldenkamp flip baseline 3. Wetzel, good. Wetzel hits a 3 out of the corner. It's 38-8. Tillamook on a 31-0 run.
Oh my goodness, that's about as far as you can. Do you ever see a 30-point run?
No, and you hope it's never a 30-0.
Yes.
Down the lane, Laird stops, shoots, he scores. Laird hits a shot in the key. There is 4:12 left to play in the third period. Cheesemakers shut them out for over 12 minutes. Ball tipped away across the timeline, pushed down the floor. Seaholm saves, saved back. Seaside has it down the lane. Going to be fouled, going to be on Keener. And it'll be shooting 2 for Seaside.
Boy, I got to believe these refs are given the benefit of the doubt here to Seaside in some of these interchanges.
And I can't argue.
No.
I mean, you almost have to even things up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And Cheesemaker's going to send 5 new players into the ball game as the free throw's good. And so it'll be Begin, Taylor Bloom, Josh Rodriguez, Dan Ginger, and Weston Walker. Cheesemakers, when this group came in the last time, really didn't put a lot of pressure on, not as much as they can with the speed. And we'll see if that's different this time, although the game is very much out of hand at this point as well. Both free throws are good. It's 38-12. Bounce pass right side to Bloom. Kicking out Walker at the elbow. He'll shoot the set shot and hits.
Good-looking shot.
Weston Walker gets his first 2 points of the ball game. It's 40-12 Cheesemakers. 3:37 left to play in the third. With the ball baseline, Blesher for 3. It's flat, no good. Tipped, out of bounds. It'll be Seaside ball. Blesher just didn't get any arch on that ball at all.
No, he looks like he doesn't have a whole lot of spring going on.
No.
With that bum wheel.
Yeah, and that'll certainly do it to you, and he'll come out of the ball game. He was a good shooter the first game these two teams played. Got 10 points in the game. Laird out on top, gets the left-handed dribble. Now he's going to work inside, hands off. Rodriguez looking for his first steal of the ball game, and he gets it as it's tied up, and the alternating possession will go to Tillamook.
Turnovers creeping up again on Seaside to 15 now.
40-12. So they have 15 turnovers and 12 points.
Yeah, last time it was 32 and 25.
Yeah, that's not usually a good sign. Walker at the elbow again, looks off to Bloom. On top to begin. A lot of pump fakes and then moved. Seaside in the man-to-man defense. Rodriguez running people off screens. Gets the ball at the free throw line, off to begin. Top of the key, and he'll set it up again. They'll call the play. Play number 3. They'll bounce pass down to Ginger. Ginger inside, he's hacked. He'll shoot 2. First foul of the second half on Seaside. 2:47 left to play in the third period. So the Cheesemakers' next action is going to be on Thursday. First of all, if you start talking about the next action and it's the third quarter,
yeah, that's usually a good sign or a bad sign, depending on which side of the score you're at.
Certainly is. Dan hits the first free throw. Next action is a huge game, and you got to be there. It's Thursday, Astoria, and when Astoria and Tillamook played up in Astoria, it came down to the wire. And Cheesemakers ended up winning it with free throws late by 9, but it was a nip and tuck ball game until the last 2 minutes of the game. And so it is for a Coapa League championship. You can say, well, mathematically it's not, but there's no doubt about it. The winner of that one can win the Coapa League championship. For the Cheesemakers, for sure. Now Astoria, if they win, would be tied with the Cheesemakers, and certainly should be a very entertaining and interesting game. Tillamook with a steal. Ginger. He'll take the ball sideline right down the floor. Back to Rodriguez. Josh Toes for 3. Left it short. Rebound Hawes. Hawes. He'll bring the ball down. He's a freshman. Hands it into backcourt with 2 minutes left in the third.
Our defensive pressure is backed off some here.
Oh, absolutely. I think rightfully so.
Yes.
I think if you had chosen to continue that defensive pressure, it may have been a shutout for more than a quarter and 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think we could have, shut them out. If we would have picked them up at half court, they just hardly can generate a shot when we do that.
Saw a girls game up here one time where for an entire quarter, Seaside didn't get the ball across midcourt. That was against Kim Cattell.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And they did that with a lot of people. I mean, they were great athletes. Ball stolen by Begin. Begin, bounce pass right side to Rodriguez, has it checked away, but goes off to Walker. He rattles one around, doesn't get it to go, but Begin comes out of the pile with it. Johnny, pass inside to Ginger. Goes down and gets it, goes up strong. He's fouled again. He'll go to the line for 2.
Johnny, even though he can't move as well as obviously as he could before the knee injury, still has a sense for the ball out there.
Oh, he's got a great sense for the ball, and he's still the best passer the Cheesemakers have.
Yeah, you saw that time. Good hands, has some strength, so even though he didn't get off the ground, he still got the ball in traffic and made some plays.
Oh, and he's still a critical piece to the puzzle.
Yes, very important.
He has lost some in speed and ability to elevate, but he is a critical piece to this puzzle the Cheesemakers have putting together right now.
Yeah, it's good. It's been fun to watch John still contribute.
Yes.
After going down with that ACL tear.
43-12. First free throw was good. Second free throw is not good. Dan Ginger gets 1 out of 2 this trip down. Minute 30 left to play in the third. With the ball, Schneider goes down low, has a man open, he missed it, comes down, Walker with a rebound, outlet Begin on the right wing. Begin to Rodriguez, Josh out on top to Begin also. Play and catch, handoff on the right side. Down low to Walker. Weston back to Begin. Scoop to the hole. Nice shot by Johnny Begin.
Great little give and go between Begin and Walker.
45-12, Cheesemakers. Tillamook outscoring Seaside 14-4 here in the third period. Hawes in the corner. They go high post, left a man open underneath, but tipped away, picked off by Ginger. He's got his hands on a lot of balls tonight. Far side pass, almost picked off and out of bounds. So the Cheesemakers will have it out on the far sideline in front of their Ritter section. Taylor Bloom, baseline left with the ball. Going to dribble through, top of the key. The senior hands to fellow senior Johnny Begin. Begin off to Bloom. Bloom feeds Rodriguez. Baseline Ginger. 15-footer. It's partially deflected. Begin saves it back into Bloom. Out on top. Tipped. Rodriguez finds it. Goes back. Pick it up. And it's over and back.
Only the 5th turnover of the game for Tillamook.
19.4 seconds left in the third period for the Cheesemakers.
Wow, 12 points for Seaside.
45-12. This isn't pretty, but I got to tell you, you'd hate to be on the other end of it. Far side and out of bounds. Seaside turns it over. Bloom with a good play. Batted it off a knee and it rolled out of bounds.
That's the 8th turnover this quarter for Seaside.
Tillamook with the ball began across the timeline with 7 seconds left. Gives it up, gets it back with 4 seconds left. Right wing Rodriguez. He'll shoot the 3. It's no good, and that's the end of the third period of play. It's 45-12 Cheesemakers after 3. We'll be back in 1 minute. Tillamook leads 45-12 going into the final period of play. They outscore Seaside 14-4 in that third period. The most telling tale of the entire ball game I've just noticed.
What's that?
The band left. They always leave in the third quarter. They didn't come back.
They usually come back, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know that I would have either. Head out for some popcorn and just stay there. Top of the key jumper by Seaside, no good. Ginger rebound, outlet right wing. Nathan Seaholm into the ball game for Tillamook. Nathan on top to Jordan Schreiber. Left side. Off to Bloom. Bloom. Seaholm. Ginger playing catch on the outside. Nathan Seaholm to the free throw line. He'll jump it up from 15. Missed it left. Long rebound. Break going the other way to Seaside. Down the lane, lays it up and in. So Seaside gets a break on the other side, and Hawksford gets a pair. In a 45-14 Tillamook lead. Seaholm hands off Walker, left wing, Bloom, 17. Quick release and nothing but net. Nice shot by Taylor Bloom.
Now we're in that game trying to get everybody to score.
We did it against Seaside the first time around.
Yeah, I think Rodriguez and Nathan Seaholm and Schreiber are the 3 left.
And Seaholm and Schreiber just came into the ball game.
Right.
Rodriguez not in the game right now. I like Greg's done a really nice job getting a lot of time for a lot of different kids tonight. Shot missed on the baseline. Ginger backside rebound. Outlet Bloom. Bloom to the top of the key. Right wing Nathan inside to Jordan Schreiber. Step through. Nice power move. Offensive count.
Are you kidding me?
That's a brutal call. Because he up faked, and as soon as you get the guy off the ground, it's pretty much fair game normally that you move into the guy, and the guy that's in the air actually gets the foul. Not in that case.
My goodness.
Well, it's 47-14. There's time out on the floor. 6:21 left to play in the game. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Man,
I don't have any idea what my time is. My watch stopped. Seaside will bring the ball down the floor, right to left across your radio dial, 47-14. Tillamook with the lead, 6:17 left to play. Seaside turns it over again. Ginger with the ball down the middle of the floor on the run. Looks back door, nobody there, so hands off to Bloom. Bloom with the ball, top of the key, left side, Ginger. Seaholm playing catch on the outside against a 2-3 zone now. Bloom going to shoot the 3, left it short, and the rebound bounces out into the corner and out of bounds.
I think in the last 6 minutes of game clock is going to be a lot of just...
yeah, a lot of shots.
Yeah, just a lot of shots and hopefully not a lot of fouls.
5 fouls against Tillamook, 2 against Seaside, so there are fouls to give, especially for Seaside. With the ball around the perimeter. Cheesemakers extend. Walker out on the ball on the right wing. Goes across the lane to Hawksford. Pass inside, spins, then backs it on out, almost throws it away, now saves it back in. Off to the high post left side to Rotella. Rotella gives it, lob pass, cross court, picked off by Ginger. Dan again with the ball, several steals tonight. Down the lane, scoops all the way to the hole, no good. Haas with a rebound. Haas had a man open on the other end, didn't see him, so he'll bring it down the floor himself. Seaside. It will be Olbrich to To the ball on the right, or with the ball to the right wing to a player we don't have on the roster. Stolen away again. Lead pass down the floor. Schreiber saves it back into Seaholm. Seaholm to the hole. Oh, didn't get a call. He's mugged, and down he goes. Hands off to the left wing. Jumper for three. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll be Seaside ball. It's missing the three-pointer was Olbrich. 4:40 left to play in the game, and it can't go fast enough.
No, that's right. There's not a whole lot you can say at this point in the game. We've just absolutely dominated Seaside after that first quarter.
No, and if you're still listening, you either know somebody on the floor or you need to get a life. Because, no, maybe you're going to sleep with us. I can understand that. We may be going to sleep with us, too. Tillamook, after a missed shot, pushes it the other way. Bloom into the corner. Seaholm. Nathan out on top to Bloom again. 47-14, Tillamook with the lead. Seaholm on top, Schreiber. Won't look at the bucket. Little cutter, left side. Inside, Ginger to Bloom. Baseline, tipped away and stolen away. Tillamook turns it over. Seaside will push the ball down the floor again. Waiting and holding. Tillamook steps back. Goes high post. Rotella, left wing for three. Shot on the way, no good. Hawes saves it right back into Schreiber. Tillamook will push. Sideline right, Nathan Seaholm. Inside to Weston Walker off the glass for two. Nice move by Weston Walker. Gets two more. And Seaside wants timeout. I think that's got to be about all. 49-14. Cheesemakers lead with 3:36 left to play in the game. We'll be back in 1 minute. Boring game. 49-14 Cheesemakers, and it's not that close.
No, it could be so much worse.
Tillamook had a 31-0 run in the entire second period and first half of the third period. And that pretty much tells the tale of the ball game.
That's hard to make up.
That's how you go from down 1 to up 30.
That's hard to make up. A 31-point run.
Over a quarter and a half. Yeah, there's not a lot of time left then. Cheesemakers get the ball after the missed shot. Baseline Schreiber from 17. No good. Rebound out on top to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it back. Hands to Nathan Seaholm. Nathan, left side to Ginger. There's Schreiber inside, and he's hit hard. Third team foul, not going to be a shooter. Tillamook will have it out underneath their own basket. Under 3 minutes left to play, but who's counting?
The refs have kind of just only blow the whistle when they absolutely have to.
Yep, and I fully appreciate that.
Yes, I do too.
Cheesemakers, Ginger, underneath his own basket, will bring it in. Goes to Schreiber, good pump fake, he's fouled again. He rolled it up and in, but they called it before the shot. Thursday, Astoria, and then next week is the travel week for Tillamook. 2 Scappoose on Tuesday, 2 Yamhill Carlton on Friday. And so that will be just about the end. And then it'll be Banks at home, and it will be game over. Down the lane, nice scoop to the hoop by Schreiber as he hung in the air and then swung it underhand as he scooped it up off the glass for two. It's 51-14. Cheesemakers.
If Nathan Seaholm and Josh Rodriguez could score, we would match last time we played Seaside and having the whole roster with points.
On top with the ball, Ginger. Cheesemakers still tied up playing man-to-man. With the ball. They'll work it around the perimeter. A few guys that we don't even have their names on the roster. Going to drive inside, shot over the top of Ginger, no good. Schreiber with a rebound. Talk about athletic.
As a freshman again.
Seaside starting a freshman, and he isn't half the athlete.
There's Josh.
As Josh Rodriguez hangs in the air and banks it off the glass for two. And so Nathan Seaholm is the lone soldier standing out there without
get him a shot right now.
Without a point left in his basket. On top around a high screen, free throw line jumper is good. With a shot, Ian Hawksford, and it's 53-16. Minute 42 left to play in the Cheesemakers' 16th win of the year. Against not a single defeat. Bloom down the lane, tough shot in the lane. He'll get fouled and shoot a pair.
Well, you look at, again, as many players as we run onto the court, and most of them could start for Seaside.
Oh.
You look at someone like Jordan, who's a freshman, who doesn't. I mean, he's
Absolutely.
He's 11 or 12 deep on our roster.
Yeah.
He would be starting on a Seaside team, and at least half of the other ones.
So Bloom makes a free throw, but he stepped over the line first, so it's no shot. They take it away from him. Seaside's freshman Haas comes into the ball game. And again, you look at Schreiber, you're right. He could easily, in fact, he may be the leading scorer on Seaside's team.
Yep.
Free throw good by Bloom. He hits them both, but only gets 1 point for it. 54-16.
And he backed up about 10 inches off the line that time.
Shoot a jump shot from the top of the key. 1:17 left to play in the game. Haas left side hits his first shot in the 2 games that we've watched him. And it's 54-18. This is actually, right now, a closer game than the last game we played. Inside Ginger. Nice backdoor pass from Bloom to Ginger for the lay-in for 2. Under a minute left to play. With the ball, Bloom with a steal on top. Going to go down the lane and lay it up and in. And it's 58-18. Now we're right about where we ended the last game at a 40-point win. Cheesemakers in that one won 66-25. Seaside with the ball on the baseline with 35 seconds left. Left wing, shot for 3. It's no good. Walker with a backside rebound. Walker, outlet to Ginger, and the Cheesemakers bring it down with 25 seconds remaining. Nathan Seaholm on the right side. Out on top. Got her inside. There's Schreiber with a left-handed roll to the glass off for 2. That was a pretty shot again.
Well, he didn't even hesitate putting the ball up left-handed. Didn't look awkward one bit.
We'd be a lot more excited about this in different settings. 60-18, free throw line jumpers, an air ball saved back in, and that's the end of the ball game. Cheesemakers win it by a final score of 60-18. Nice win for Tillamook, as they didn't start necessarily fast, but absolutely blew Seaside right off the floor the rest of the way as the Cheesemakers win it and win it easy. 60-18. We're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll be back after this. This will be a short post game.
Okay. At least that went fast. There wasn't a lot of hacking and
very true.
Craziness.
Place to go for your tire care. Tillamook wins at 60-18 over the Seaside Seagulls here in Seaside, as the Cheesemakers really dominated this thing. Although not start to finish, they trailed 8-7 at the end of the first period, but they outscored Seaside 24-0 in the second quarter, and actually continued that for 7 more points into the third quarter as they went on a 31-0 run over the course of 12 minutes in the middle of the ball game. They never looked back from there as they ended up leading 45-12 after 3. They win at 60-18. It's their best defensive performance of the year, as previous low was Seaside with 25. This time they only give up 18, and Tillamook moves to 16-0 on the season. Tillamook wins it 60-18. Bruce working on the stats. We're going to have those and more here on Sports Extra after this word from the Les Schwab Tire Center. To you by the Les Schwab Tire Center, the place to go for your tire care. Well, Seaside was kind of excited coming into this. Had a great band up there as far as huge numbers and all that, but that second quarter pretty much took the air out of them. They left out after halftime, never came back.
That's what a 31-0 run will do to you. It's going to run your pet band right out of the arena.
So the Cheesemakers win it 60-18, and I don't know. You know, it was just a long night for Seaside. Cheesemakers Cheesemakers look good. Again, they're really stepping things up here pretty well in the last week and a half.
Yeah, you know, a couple of weeks ago, even though we hadn't lost yet, I was talking to Greg, and I said, and, you know, he was talking about some of the struggles we were having. I said, well, you know, you don't want to peak right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking like we're starting to get that peak thing going.
Yeah, certainly do.
Yeah.
What about the stats from tonight's game?
Well, not surprising. Tillamook was dominant in every category. 25 for 61 from the field was Tillamook. So at 41%, which is about what we run. We run 40 to 45% in most games. Only 1 for 8 from three-point range, but that's not where we did our damage by any means. A good night at the free throw line, 9 for 12. Seaside only made 7 field goals on the night, 7 for 37, and they were 4 for 4 on free throws. Did not make a three-pointer. They were 0 for 10 from three-point range. A huge game again in terms of turnovers. Tillamook forced 22 Seaside turnovers, which is down 10 from last time, but even so, pretty deadly when Tillamook only turned the ball over 6 times on the night, and just, again, dominated every category. Inside, we was just all over the basket. Individual scoring, Seaside had 2 kids with 6. Hawksford and Laird had 6 apiece, and then Haas, Schneider, and number 52 had 2 apiece. Tillamook was just even across the board. Our leading scorers, Matt Bryant and Jason Wetzel, with 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We don't put anybody in double figures.
But Keener had 7, Oldenkamp had 7. I'll just go down here. Dan Seaholm had 5, Josh Rodriguez 2, Johnny Begin 3, Keener 7, Dan Ginger 5, Weston Walker looked good with 4, Wetzel 9, Taylor Bloom 5, Oldenkamp 7, Bryant 9, and Jordan Schreiber with 4. So just a good all-around performance, and actually not just good, a dominant performance.
And it's also a testament to the fact that Greg did everything he could to keep this game reasonable.
Yep. Yeah, and you know the way the game started, after about 3 minutes, he had a whole fresh 5 in there, and pretty much ran kids in and out of the game the whole time.
So the Cheesemakers won it by a final score of 60 to 18. The other notable stat, Tillamook out-rebound Seaside 44 to 19.
Oh,
yeah, that'll lead you to a big loss.
Yep.
Cheesemakers win it and win it easy. We'll be back with the final wrap-up after this.
We're starting to get a more confident look to it.
Yeah, that was pretty solid there. Welcome back to Cheesemaker Basketball and Sports Extra, brought to you by the Les Schwab Tire Center, the place to go for your tire care. Tillamook wins at 60 to 18. JV's win as well, fairly easy, 60 to 31. We thought the JV game was a blowout. That was twice as close as this last one was. And so now it's a setup for the Thursday night showdown against the undefeated Cheesemakers and the once defeated in league Astoria Fishermen. A game that is a must-win, a critical game for the Cheesemakers if they want to win the Coapa League Championship. And I'd say that's not a foregone conclusion. No. Astoria's excellent athletes. Not a fantastic basketball team, but they have athletic skills that give the Cheesemakers all kinds of fits. And the last game between the Cheesemakers and the Fishermen, Tillamook had a real issue hanging on to the basketball because of the physical play.
Well, it's going to be, you know, just one of those high pressure, energy right from the get-go kinds of games. You just know that.
Yeah, certainly will. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you get your radio and come on out and enjoy Coapa League Championship basketball action on Thursday night in the Tillamook Gym. This has been Sports Extra, brought to you by the Les Schwab Tire Center, the place to go for your tire care. This has been Randy Shield along with Bruce Rhodes saying good night and good sports. This has been a KTIL Sports presentation.